Hello everyone, how's your day? I hope it's good. Hey, before we start, I'm giving a motion sickness warning. The video in the background is a first-person point of view of a motorcycle race. If you have motion sickness, I would suggest just listening to the audio or skipping the video entirely. Okay, back to the video. Today we have more stories about relationship problems that people have, like this one where a wife found out her daughter is hiding her dad's affair.
How do I move forward after my daughter hid her father's affair from me for 2 years? I, 49F, was married to my ex-husband, Derek, 49M, for 20 years before divorcing a few months ago. We have 2 kids, a daughter, 22F, and a son, 17M. I found out Derek was having a 2-year affair, and my world was shattered. But what hurt almost as much was discovering that my daughter had known about it the whole time. She actively hid it from me for 2 years, lied, covered for him, and never once tried to warn me. When I found out, I was devastated, not just by my husband's betrayal, but by my daughter's choice to keep it from me. She was young at the time, and I understand it was a difficult position for her, but the pain was immense. I never confronted her directly, thinking it might affect her as she was about to go off to college. I just told her I knew, that I understood, and tried to move on. But after she left, I found myself distancing myself from her more and more. It wasn't planned, I just needed space to heal, and that meant not calling her as often or reaching out as much. Fast forward 1.5 years, and I've started dating someone, 41M, who has a 10-year-old daughter from a previous relationship. Recently, we all went to Disney together, and he posted a family photo of us on social media. For context, my boyfriend covered all the expenses as a gift for his daughter's birthday, wanting to make it special for her. Along with my son and me, she chose her 2 cousins to come along, making it a big family-style trip that was all about her. My daughter must have seen it because she didn't call me for over a month afterward, and honestly, I wasn't as affected by her absence as I would have been before. I still love her, but every interaction brings up that pain. Out of nowhere, she called me in tears. She was screaming, saying I obviously hadn't forgiven her and that I'd shut her out on purpose. She accused me of replacing her with my boyfriend and his daughter. She kept saying, "It was a long time ago, I was a kid, I didn't mean to hurt you." She said she thought she was doing the right thing by staying quiet, that she didn't know how to tell me, and that she was terrified of breaking our family apart. She asked me if I'd ever forgive her, or if I'd moved on for good. I tried to tell her that I loved her and never wanted to replace her, but she just kept pushing that I should get over it by now and that I'd abandoned her for this new life. To top it off, my ex-husband later called me, furious, accusing me of leaving my daughter for a younger man and a new family. He even had the nerve to call me selfish for moving on. Ironically, his girlfriend is 30, and he's the one who blew up our family with his affair. It's like no one understands that I'm still trying to recover from years of betrayal, and it feels like I'm expected to just let it go, as if my pain doesn't matter. My son, who lives with me, found out about his sister hiding the affair after overhearing my husband's mom and sister talking. He was crushed and hasn't forgiven her either, and they've barely spoken since. I never wanted him to know, but it feels like the entire family is divided now, and I don't know how to fix it. I'm in therapy, but I still feel lost. Part of me knows she was young and didn't know how to handle it, but another part of me feels like she chose him over me. I love my daughter, but every time we talk, that hurt resurfaces. I don't know if I'm failing as a mother or if I'm protecting myself. I feel like I've emotionally checked out, and I don't know how to reconnect.
It's clear you've been carrying a lot on your shoulders. Betrayal from both a spouse and a child is a deep wound, and the mix of hurt, love, and responsibility makes it difficult to navigate your feelings and actions. Your daughter's choice to protect her father was likely born out of fear, confusion, and a desperate hope to avoid a painful family breakdown. She was young and likely didn't have the tools to process the weight of her decision or predict the profound impact it would have on you. This next one is from our /dating advice.
I really want a serious relationship, but how because I've never dated anyone. It's my first time using Reddit, so I hope I'm doing this right. I'm 27 years old and have never dated anyone or had sex. I feel ashamed of it, and because of this, I haven't really dared to try dating. I'm afraid people would expect sex right away, which isn't something I'm comfortable with. I'm also afraid of being judged. I don't really know how to start, and sometimes feel like a failure. I used to be excited about dating, but never really had a chance in high school. I was the oldest in my class after moving to a different country and graduating a bit later because I needed to learn the language first. When I was around 18, I went to parties and made out with a couple of people, but it never became anything more. Then, when I was 19 to 20, I struggled with depression and things changed. It's incredibly hard to start from scratch when you're still recovering and feeling insecure. When I finally decided to try dating apps, COVID hit, and my social life took a huge hit. I ended up doing most of university online, and after that, I started working right away. It's been difficult to meet people under these circumstances. I've tried some apps, but I had bad experiences. Some people pressure me to send nude photos, which I really don't want to do, and others sent me unsolicited dick pics. Now, at 27, with no experience, I feel lost about where to start. I have Hinge and Boo, but I'm hesitant to match with anyone because I'm worried about their expectations. I recently tried speed dating after overthinking it for a long time. It was fun, and I went on a date with one of the guys, but it didn't feel quite right. He was nice, so it wasn't a bad experience, but there just wasn't a connection. I guess the point of this post, besides getting it off my chest, is to ask if others have had similar experience and to see if anyone have advice on how to start and what to expect.
It's completely normal to feel nervous about dating and to want to take things slow. There's no need to rush or feel pressured to meet anyone else's timeline or expectations. What's most important is that you're comfortable and authentic in your approach. This next story is from our /relationship.
My boyfriend wears a gaming headset all day and doesn't take it off when I'm talking to him. I'm so frustrated. 24F and 23M. Together for 3 years, living together for 2, we both PC game a lot, and I have no issue with that. We also both work from home on our computers. 90% of the time, he wears a headset with YouTube or music playing whether he's working or not, and sometimes I try to talk to him, ask him something either in the same room or the room next to him, and every single time I'm met with, Huts. What? And he still doesn't take his headset off or pause whatever's playing to try and hear me the second time. It is getting increasingly aggravating to repeat myself every single time I speak to him that I've snapped a few times and said, take your headset off. Sometimes it takes 3 goes for him to hear me. When someone speaks to me and am wearing one, I move it off one ear at the bare minimum so I can hear them. I've voiced how frustrating it is a million times, and please, instead of, at least ask what I said. I could be standing right next to him speaking, and he doesn't take it off or pause it, and says what? I guess I'm asking what the heck you do in this situation because I feel like a mother trying to communicate with my teenage son on his Xbox or something lol. TLDR, boyfriend wears gaming headset all day and can't hear me and hardly ever removes it, forcing me to repeat myself every day for over a year. I'm frustrated and want him to listen to me.
As a gamer myself, it's understandable that this would get frustrating. Repeating yourself all the time can feel dismissive, especially when it seems like he's not making an effort to actually listen. It sounds like you've been really patient and tried to let him know it bothers you, but it hasn't led to any lasting change. The next story is from our /relationship.
My boyfriend refuses to follow me on social media, but will follow other females and his male friends. Me, 19F, and my boyfriend, 19M, have been dating for 10 months. He used to follow me on social media, but all of a sudden decides to unfollow me but will follow other females he doesn't know, not popular ones, and his guy friends as well. I asked him the reasoning, and it was just so stupid. His reason was that some days he feels like following me, and some days he doesn't. We had an argument over it, but I just decided it wasn't worth it and it was childish, so I let it go, but it's still in the back of my mind. I'm not sure if the way I feel is stupid because at the end of the day it's social media, but it bugs me a ton. I had brought it up again a couple of weeks ago, and he said he's going to follow anyone who follows him back from now on, and he's following a lot of more females. Not that it's bothering me a ton, it just makes me kind of jealous, and I told him that, but he just shrugged it off by saying it doesn't matter because it's not like he's texting them, but still. Not sure if the way I feel is childish or not. I really need some advice on how I should approach him about it again, without having to feel childish. TLDR, me and my boyfriend have been dating for 10 months, and he refuses to follow me on social media, but he will follow other females and his male friends, and it confuses me a lot. I approached him a lot of times about it, and we even argued because of it, but I had decided to let it go because I felt as if it was childish. But it's still in the back of my mind, and it irks me a lot.
Your feelings are completely valid. While social media might seem small, it's become a big part of how we express our relationships and support each other. When your boyfriend unfollows you but keeps following other women he doesn't know, it understandably feels dismissive and might make you question if he values you in the same way you value him. Thank you to everyone who reached this point. You're the best. If you enjoy this video, please consider subscribing.